Welcome, everybody. It is that time again. It is Friday morning, and that means it is time for Thursday Thrashing Friday. What is going on, everybody? I am Vince Russo. You are not. Today is May 9th. 2025. I am coming to you live. I am on the Facebook. I am on the YouTube. I am on the Twitch. I am on the X. I am all over the place this morning, man. And where are you? I am in beautiful Colorado. I am sitting behind my computer. I am in my office where all the magic happens. I invite everybody to come into my house. You are all welcome. The only thing I ask is that you don't act and carry on like a mark. And that's what today's show is all about. It's all about if professional wrestling is the most important thing in your life, you've got a serious problem. Now, guys, a lot of people ask me, Vince, how do I know if I am a wrestling mark? And that is a good question. And that's why I put a list together. And we are going to go through the list today. And if you identify with any of these things on the list, you are a wrestling mark. And if you don't identify with any of them, then you are a normal, healthy fan. But once and for all, we're going to go over the rules, man. You want to know if you're a mark? We're going to see if you could pass the test. This list is actually in my new book that is coming out next summer. My third book, the final book in my trilogy, and it is called Total Nonstop Agony, about the last days when I was at TNA, working with Hogan and Eric again, Bruce Pritchard being hired, and how everything went from hell to a handbasket pretty quickly. That's going to be my new book coming out this summer. If you guys want to catch up with my other two books, you can get signed copies. I will write you a nice little message. All you got to do is go to russosbrand.com and you will be able to order them there. Also, guys, let me tell you how this works. This is interactive. I am working. This is part of my job. When I work, I get paid. I don't do this because I am a wrestling mark and I love wrestling. I do this because I am a professional and this is work. So if you want to be part of the conversation, you are going to do it through super sticker or donation, and I will pull you up on the screen, just like my good friend CPB Station. Thank you very much, Mr. Station, for the 10 large. Happy Friday, brother. Pro wrestling is and always will be what it is. Entertainment/business. Anyone who doesn't realize that has their priorities out of whack. A few dollars is fine. 40 bands is insane. And you know what, man? That about wraps it up. That about sums it up. Professional wrestling is and always will be just a form of entertainment and a business. That is all It is. It's a form of entertainment, just like movies, television, sports, music. It is there to entertain you. It is not there to take over your life, where your be-all, end-all is men and women having fake play wrestling fights. If that is your be-all, end-all, you are a mark, and your priorities are way, way, way out of whack. And that's a dangerous slope, because if you are putting all your time, energy, attention on something that does not matter, professional wrestling, guys, does not matter. It is not important. It means nothing. So if you're putting all your time and energy into something that means nothing, well, what that means is, bro, you are ignoring the things that are important. You are ignoring the things that should be priority in your life. You are probably ignoring friends, family, your job, God, your children, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever it is where you should be putting your priority, your finances, your future plans. Because if wrestling is the center of your life, bro, your priorities are all effed up. And that's why, man, I thank Vince McMahon to this day for telling me I needed to hire a nanny to raise my kids, because that was my wake-up call. When those words came out of his mouth, I realized Vince McMahon didn't give a shit about me. Vince McMahon didn't give a shit about my family. And my family is the most important thing to me. Therefore, I am not going to work another day for this man. You know why, guys? Because my priorities were straight. I knew what was important in my life, and it was not a television show. What was important in my life were those closest to me, those who loved me, those who I loved. That's where my time and my energy was going to go. And that's why I have zero regrets leaving the WWE and going to WCW. It doesn't matter what happened at WCW. I could care less. But to this day, man, I thank Vince McMahon for getting my priorities in order. That was a wake-up call. And what you're getting today is a wake-up call. You want to know if you're a mark and your priorities are in the wrong place and you're putting way too much attention and emphasis on something that does not matter. I am going to tell you, we got the rules, bro. I got rules. Again, you want to be a part of this conversation, man, we're going to do it through a super sticker. We're going to do it through a donation. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel for, 99 cents a month or something. And guys, if you want to hear my shows all week long and you've never been a member of our Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/Russo TWC and get a free week of the brand. I put my money where my mouth is, bro. You get to listen to the brand, and if you like it, you can sign up. And after that, if you want to remain a member, bro, tiers start at $3 a month. Are you freaking kidding me? That's 75 cents a week, bro, to be entertained. Demons Row. Thank you, my friend. If you were booking right now, who would be your top guy? I think Drew and Randy are being wasted, and I think Braun Breaker is the future. Who would be your guys? My top guy would be Drew. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. He looks the part. He's believable. He's entertaining. He's money, bro. Drew McIntyre is money, but Drew McIntyre probably isn't in a top spot because from what I see of Drew, he's not a politician, bro. And if you're not a politician and kissing somebody's ass, you're probably not going to be on top. You know, Karrion Kross is another one, bro. This guy is freaking phenomenal. I don't think Karrion Kross kisses ass. These are the guys I want to go with. You know why, bro? I don't need my ass kissed. I don't want my ass kissed. I am not an egomaniac. I don't need people telling me how freaking great I am. Awesome Sauce, is having a neck beard a rule? Then I got to shave. Awesome Sauce, I am going to get to the rules, bro. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. I told you, I got the list right here, man. We're going to go through them one by one. Let's see. Russo, number 1. Thank you for the super sticker, my friend. Base Beerus, God of seduction and rock and roll. Do you think Cena should be more violent, aggressive? I want Cena to remain in character, man. I don't want him to be more violent and aggressive, Beerus, just because he's a heel now. If it fits the situation, yes. But you know me, man. I am all about being true to characters. I am all about putting myself in the boots of a wrestler and what would they do if this were real. That's how I go about things. Matt Lee, what's up, Vince, bro? I can't watch wrestling these days. I'll always watch your stuff. Solid entertainment. Keep castrating those more. You know what, man? I'm gonna give Matt a round of applause, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much, Matt. All right, guys. Ryan, what do boys think you booked Howard Wackpack? What did boys think when you booked Howard? They thought I was nuts, Ryan. They thought I was nuts. As a matter of fact, I'll never forget the great late Paul Bearer said to me, Vinny Roo, you just killed the wrestling business. That's what he said to me, bro. Joseph Morrison, how come you stopped doing shows with Razor Fist? Bro, Joseph, Razor Fist is an icon. An icon. Everybody wants a piece of Razor Fist because Razor Fist is brilliant. And I don't like to take Razor Fist's time because I know how valuable his time is, bro. So I respect that. But I am Razor Fist, his biggest fan. I just don't ask him to do anything because I know how busy his schedule is. So I hope that helps you. Come on in, everybody. Everyone is welcome in my house, bro. I don't care whether you love me, hate me. I'm not a mark, bro. I'm not a mark. So I'm not going to ban you if you hate me. Marks do that. I am not a mark. Here, Sean just said, where's Sean? Sean just said, Razor's Fist is super busy these days. He's always super busy, bro. He's brilliant. All right, guys, again, any questions, any comments? We're going to do it all through super stickers. I am working because I'm not a mark. I'm not here talking about wrestling because I love wrestling. How many of you people out there truly love your jobs? And if you do love your jobs, you are lucky. You are lucky. A lot of people don't love their jobs. And a lot of people go to work every day, do the absolute best that they can do because they got people counting on them and depending on them. They are responsible people. Russo number one, I noticed that Raw and SmackDown had better bills towards pay-per-view in August and September 99, but you could see the fatigue in writing. I think you were tired trying to do all that writing in such a short time. I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know if I was tired, Russo, because you get in a groove, man. You get in a groove, and it just becomes part of the routine. You know, with a weekly television show, and remember, man, we also had Heat, we also had SmackDown, we also had the pay-per-views. On every day of the week, you've got certain things that you need to be doing. So you kind of get into a routine and a schedule. I don't know if I was tired. Bro, it's difficult to keep topping yourself. It really is. And I wanted every show to be better than the last show. I never phoned it in, bro. So that part was difficult. B-Ball Fanatic. Thank you very, very much, my friend, for the $2 donation. Guys, super sticker donation. That's how you're going to get on the show. Are you ready for the list? Now, guys, we're going to be honest with ourselves. If you fall under any of these categories, you are a wrestling mark. Let me go to Instagram. A wrestling historian. How you doing, my friend? Was it harder for you in WCW without Ferrari? Yes. Yes, it was, Instagram. I loved working with Ed. Me and Ed, we were just two pieces that came together as one. So, yes, it was definitely more difficult for me without having my paisan next to me. Guys, be honest with yourself. If you answer yes to one of these, then you are a wrestling mark. If you answer yes to more than one of these, you may be in a danger zone. I would say, bro, if you answer to 5 or more of these, you probably need to go to a psychiatrist. I'm just being totally honest with you. That would be the litmus test. If your answer to 5 of these is yes, you are a wrestling mark and you need help. And you should probably call Dr. Chris. You need psychiatric help because you don't want to be a wrestling mark. Of all the things in this world, bro, you do not want to be a wrestling mark. Here we go, guys. We're going to go through these one by one. Number 1, this is at the top of the list. You have convinced yourself that professional wrestling is real. Guys, it's not real. It's a television show. If you don't believe me, ask The Rock. The Rock just publicly told the world this is not real. Bro, Raw, SmackDown, it's no different than the Munsters. It's no different than Gilligan's Island. You understand? It's a television show. And you've got a lot of marks out there who have convinced themselves that this is real. So if you are one of those people, yes, you are a mark. Here's number 2. Yes, professional wrestling is the most important thing in my entire life. Bro, I swear to God, if wrestling is more important to you than anything else, you've got severe, severe problems and issues, bro. Seriously. Brian, The Rock is the best promo on par with Rice Flair. I wouldn't argue with that, bro. Both great promos. Bro, if wrestling is the most important thing in your life, you need to go get mental help, okay? In other words, like a Dave Meltzer or a Sean Sapp or a Hollywood Sausalito or a Wade Keller. If you're one of these people, bro, you need help, okay? Number 3. This one, bro, concerns me. So far for me, 1 and 2 are 2 no's. I hope they're no's for you too. We're going to go down this list. 1 and 2 for me are no's. Here's number 3. You own a lot of black shirts with armpit stains. You own a lot of black shirts with armpit stains. Because every time you look at a wrestling crowd, they are all wearing black shirts with pit stains. So if you fall under that category, yes, you are a wrestling mark. Alejandro, out of all storylines you created, which did you enjoy the most? That is easy for me. Rock joining the corporation, Alejandro. Joseph, Dave LaGreca is the biggest mark in wrestling. I got to tell you something, Joseph. I don't agree with that. Dave is a showman. Dave is an entertainer. I've had personal conversations with Dave. I consider Dave a friend, even though he did something I really didn't like that I don't want to get into, but I told him. Dave is an entertainer. Dave is an entertainer. At the end of the day, bro, I could tell you, Dave loves professional wrestling, but Dave is a businessman. Trust me, man. I can tell you that. Dave is a businessman. Russo number 1, wrestling derangement syndrome. Yes. All right, guys, let's continue down the list. You don't just want to go to a wrestling show. You want to be a part of the wrestling show. You understand, bro? In other words, you don't know your place as a fan. Fans have a place. You are a fan because you are not good enough to be one of the performers. So therefore, you sit in the stands. You know and understand your place. Baseball fans, bro, know their place. They are spectators. They are there to respect and enjoy the game. They don't at any time feel they are part of the game. You'll never see a baseball fan, run out on the field and stand between the third baseman and the shortstop. You will never see that. Wrestling marks have convinced themselves, thanks to the WWE, so they could reach their hand deeper in your pocket. Wrestling fans have convinced themselves that they are part of the show. You are a mark if you are one of these people. If you are a normal fan, you know your place. Rabbit Master. Look at that haircut. I stopped watching wrestling in 2002 after Vince bought WCW, ECW. I was 15. WWE's dominance over the business ruined wrestling for me. Good for you, Rabbit Master. Good for you, bro. You don't like it, don't watch it. I'm with you, bro. Scotty Steiner. Politics embrace WWE-styled foods. POTUS is a heel. All right, let's see what else you guys got. Okay, let's go on. One more. Alec, thank you, Alec. Vince, I love the ministry and the brood. Very dark and cool. I wish you got your hands on Ravens Flock in WCW. It reminded me of the Job Squad. Thank you very, very much, Alec. All right, let's go on with the list. Wow, bro. If you are one of these people, you are a full-blown mark. You sing along with wrestlers' theme songs at the top of your lungs. You're a mark, bro. You're a mark. If you're standing on your chair screaming Cody's theme song at the top of your lungs, you are a mark. And if you're one of those people singing wrestlers' names, you know what I'm talking about. Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. If you're one of those people, you are a full-fledged, bona fide Mickey Mark. You understand? Know your place and know your role. Anthony. Did you ever eat food from the arenas? Nah, bro. There was never time to eat, man. You do your little pit stop in catering, Anthony, and then you move on, bro. B-ball fanatic. Am I crazy to think Cena Orton matches are boring? I prefer the style versus Samoa Joe or RVD versus HBK, athletic type of matches, more aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, bro. Listen, different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and doobie. Luis Martinez. Always hear Disco say people are soft or snowflakes, but wasn't he the one that got slapped by Arn Anderson and didn't do anything? He's a coward. Bro, I wouldn't call Disco a coward. You know, Disco is a friend of mine. Disco is a very, very respectable person, man. He ain't going to start fights with nobody. All right, let's go down the list. Bro, so far for me, it's all no's. No. Bro, if Dave Meltzer is your God, you are a wrestling mark. Dave Meltzer is a wrestling fan. That's all he is, bro. And I don't care if you've been watching wrestling for 100 years. Watching wrestling and being in the business are two different things. I've watched more baseball games than Dave Meltzer has watched wrestling matches. Guess what? I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan. I never played the game. I never was in the clubhouse. I never was part of the team. I never was management. I was a fan, and I'll always be a fan. Dave Meltzer is a wrestling fan. So if you are looking to Dave for tutelage and guidance when it comes to the wrestling business, bro, you're a mark. You are a mark, a bona fide mark. Alejandro, I don't know how these marks can only watch wrestling. There's so many great sports and other shows out there. Something is wrong mentally with these people. I agree. Alejandro, that's why we're going through the list. I am trying to help these people. I am trying to say, if there is one check mark next to your name, you need help. Number two, next one. Work rate in fake wrestling matches is important to you. Bro, do you know how ridiculous that is? Do you know how stupid that is? Work rate. What is work rate? If a wrestler is in the ring having a match, he's working, bro. He's working. So what is work rate? What does that even mean? That is something the Marks started. If work rate is in your vocabulary, you are a Mark. You understand? You understand? I hope so far all of you are saying no, 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 no. Here's the next one. And this is why wrestling marks hate me. You hate any form of entertainment in your wrestling. You hate entertainment. You just want fake 20-minute wrestling matches where you can see moves and you could say ooh and ah. Okay? You don't want any entertainment whatsoever. You are a Mark. You are a Mark if all you want is straightforward, fake fights. You are a Mark. Russo number one. Meltzer is the reason IWCW Marks hate you, Suma. I could care less if they... You think I want these people to like me, Russo? Man, if Marks like me, then something's wrong with me, bro. Luis, would you rather have lunch with Meltzer or Bischoff? Meltzer. I'll be honest with you, bro. Meltzer. Because I would be entertained by Meltzer. Okay, let's move on the list. I hope so far. So far, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far for me, it's 8 no's, man. It's 8 no's for me. I hope you got 8 no's so far. Okay, here's the next one. You orgasm over Japanese wrestling. Bro, if you're one of these people, if you're one of these tape traders, Japanese wrestling is the best wrestling, cork and hall and all that bullshit, you are a Mark. Bro, I love baseball. I don't watch Japanese baseball. I don't watch baseball from other countries. If you're orgasming over Japanese wrestlers and wrestling, you are a Mark. You understand? That's another no for me. Oh my God, bro. This is all about Marks, bro. And I know you guys are going to love it. I hope you guys are jotting all this down, because if you ever cross into any of these territories, you got a problem, man. I'm trying to help you here, man. I'm trying to identify, am I a Mark or am I a normal person, man? You are opposed to seeing attractive women in wrestling. If you don't like attractive women in wrestling, you are a Mark. If you didn't like Sable, if you didn't like Sonny, you are a Mark. If you don't like attractive women getting in the way of fake fights, you are a Mark. Joseph Morrison, if you like Chelsea Green, you should watch Harley Cameron and Tony Storm in AEW. You would love them, most entertaining people. I don't know Harley Cameron. I know Tony Storm, and Tony Storm is a great, great, great entertainer, Joseph. I agree with you. Final boss. Yes, this is Vinny Rue's most important episode ever, because I am trying to help you, bro. Vince, just curious. Were you ever a fan of professional wrestling? Was some you? Oh no, Robert. I was a fan of wrestling, bro. I go all the way back to Bruno, man. I started wrestling when I was about when I started watching wrestling, probably when I was about 12. I would say the very, very early 70s. Absolutely, man. The wrestling business has turned me away. Alejandro, why do you and Jim Cornette have beef? I don't have any beef with Jim Cornette, bro. I love Hillbilly Jim, man. I love Hillbilly Jim. Russo number 1. It's 9 out of 9 for me. Screw you, Russo. Liger for life. Oh, my God. No, bro. He's a mark. We got a mark here. 9 out of 9. Okay, let's move on. Oh, boy. A lot of super stickers and donations. I thank you. Yes, the marks do run the casuals away, EJ. Absolutely, man. No doubt about it. Okay, let's go on. Oh, my God, bro. Bro. Woo-hoo. Bro, if you walk around the arena with a championship belt over your shoulder, you are a mark. You understand me, bro? You understand me? If you lug one of these fake championship belts to a wrestling show and you walk around with it, it is over your shoulder while you are taking a piss, you are a full-blown wrestling mark. Yager Singh, I have to join the Samaritans here after watching Raw. Okay, let me go on. Yeah, guys, if you're one of these guys with the belt over your shoulder, bro, seriously, you're a step away from a freaking straitjacket. I swear to God, bro. Seriously, if you're walking around a wrestling show with a championship belt, you are not only are you a mark, you've got freaking issues, bro. All right, let's go on. You rent space free of charge in your mom's basement. You know, bro, that's an old favorite. A lot of wrestling marks we know live in mom's basement. A wrestling historian, favorite WWE champ, Bruno, Pedro, Billy, or Bob? I got to say Bruno, bro. I got to say Bruno, even though I love Billy. I got to say Bruno. All right, guys, let's move on. Oh, boy. Listen to this one, guys. You are part of a tribe that loves one wrestling brand and hates the other wrestling brand. In other words, if you applaud everything the WWE does and you shit on everything AEW does, or vice versa. Tribalism. If you are a tribalist who is part of a tribe, you are a wrestling mark. Ben Myers, a wrestling fan for years, never been a mark. Yes. All right. So far, man, all no's for me. All no's for me. Here's the next one. You are a wrestling mark if you hate Vince Russo. Bro, look at me. Look at me. Look how entertaining I am. I am an all-around great guy. Bro, you know what I'm going to do right after this show? I got to go outside. I got to cut my front and back lawn after I pick up the dog poop. I'm every man, bro. I am every man. So if you hate me and you don't love me, my humor, my wit, my every man, you're a mark. You're a mark, bro. It's that simple. Let's go on. We're almost done here. We got 4 left. You are offended if anyone refers to you as a mark. Meltzer gets so offended when people call him a mark. You know why, bro? You know why? Because he's a mark. That's why. You're going to get offended if somebody calls you a mark because you're a mark. That's the easy litmus test. If somebody said to me, Vince, you're a wrestling mark, I'm going to laugh at them. But if somebody says you're a wrestling mark and you get mad and pissed off, it's because you're a wrestling mark. That is the simplest test. So if there is anyone in this room, we got about almost 700 people in here. If there's anyone in this room who is getting offended by me calling them a mark, you are a mark because you're getting offended. 3 more. Oh, my God. You honestly believe Triple H or Tony Khan are true bookers of the year? Bro, let me tell you, as somebody who did it and somebody who did it very successfully, these guys suck as bookers or writers or whatever you want to call them. They suck. I'm being honest with you. And it's not personal. I hold nothing against Triple H, and everybody knows I am a huge Tony Khan fan. He is featured on a lot of my shows. It is not personal. They suck as bookers and writers. And if you voted for either one of these guys as Booker of the Year, you're a mark, bro. Okay, here we go. Alec, Vince, you would pop hard for Enzo Amore's rap video, Phoenix. He lays into. I love Enzo, man. What a freaking talented guy he was at WWE. But guess what, bro? Not a politician. So not there anymore. Okay, 2 more, guys. Oh, my God. You cried when Cody Rhodes finished his story and beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Bro, if you're crying over anything wrestling, you're a mark. You're a mark. And especially Cody Rhodes finishing his story. If you were a grown-ass person and you were crying, you are a mark. Bro, these are all no's for me. I'm clear, man. I am clear. Jeezer, Booker of the Year doesn't mean jack shit. I agree with you, bro. Okay. This is the last one, guys. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me get a couple of these ready for you. I like when I say something and then I back it up. So here we go. You are a mark when you make every excuse in the book when your brand's rating is down for the week. So, bro, you can never have a shitty rating because the show was shit. You got a shitty rating, bro, because there's always an excuse. The Westminster Dog Kennel Club was on, bro. There's always an excuse like this, bro. Listen to this. You ready?
And the only other thing that beat him was a Hallmark movie.
The only other thing that beat them was a Hallmark movie, bro. You're a mark, Dave. You are a mark. How about this? How about this gem from Dave? You ready, bro?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a big number as well.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a really big number as well. Bro, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Back during the Attitude Era, Raw does a shitty number, and Vince McMahon says to me, Vince, what happened? Why do you think we did a shitty number? And I say this to Vince McMahon.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a big number as well.
Can you imagine, bro? Can you imagine me telling Vince McMahon the rating shit the bed because Rudolph did a really big number? You are a mark, bro. When you are one of these people that can't say your brand's show sucked, you're a mark. You are an absolute freaking mark. Because, bro, let me tell you something. A baseball team would have to go 162-0. 162-0 for them to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, bro. Everybody loses games. And even if you are the biggest mark on the planet, you can't even admit when some of these shows suck balls, bro. You're giving me this.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a big, big number as well.
Yes. You're a mark, bro. You're a mark if you make excuse for every single show. I say this all the time, bro. I am a mark for Seinfeld. There were Seinfeld episodes I did not like. Bro, Rocky 5 sucked. It sucked, bro. There isn't a bigger Rocky fan than me. Rocky 5 sucked. Bro, Kiss, I Was Made for Loving You, sucked. It sucked, bro. That's coming from a guy that's been a Kiss fan since he was 16. When you're sitting there putting over every show and defending every show, you are a full-blown certified mark. Travis, I got to get my breath back, Travis. Vince, can I get a pass for having the $1 million belt on my shoulder if the cubic zirconis are sparkling like they were? Yes, Travis, I will give you a pass, Travis, because you are on here every single week. I will give you a pass. Bro, guys, seriously, if you're one of these people lugging a championship belt to an arena, carrying it around with you wherever you go, placing it over the shoulder, I swear to God, I wonder this. I really do. When you are in that stall taking a dump, where do you put the belt? When you're taking a shit in the stall at the arena, where does the belt go? Is the belt over your shoulder while you're shitting? Are you putting the belt on the floor in everybody's piss and goo? What are you doing with the belt if you've got to take a shit? What are you doing with the belt when you got to wipe? Where is the belt when you're done crapping and you got to wipe? Where is the belt? These are things I ponder. Demons Row. Honorable mention. You are a mark if you chant "This is awesome" for no damn reason, or chant one more time for Jey Uso to yeet again. Yeah, here we go. You ready? This is it. This is watching a wrestling show, Demon Raw. This is it. Here we go.
Yeet, 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 yeet. No yeet, 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 yeet. No yeet, no yeet. Yeet, yeet, yeet.
Do you know how boring that is, bro? Do you know how brainless that is, bro? Do you know how idiotic that is? Oh, you don't? Let me do it for you a little more.
Yeet, 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 yeet. No yeet, no yeet, no yeet, yeet, yeet.
That's what you sound like. If you're a mark listening to this, that's what you sound like.
No yeet, yeet, no yeet, yeet.
Steve, if there weren't marks, then both AEW and WWE would be forced to give a crap and step up. Thank you, Steve. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love wrestling, but refuse to watch garbage. Thank you. You know why, Steve? Let me tell you why. Because your time is valuable, Steve. Your time is valuable. And if they want you to watch their product, then they've got to earn your time, Steve. Because you are not going to settle for mediocrity. And this shit isn't even mediocre. I'm being nice. This is the shits. But I love that comment. I love that comment, Steve. As long as they put everything over, no matter how bad it is, WWE does not give a shit. And they'll keep putting out the same crap. But Steve, his time is valuable. You want me to freaking watch this? Then make it worth watching, bro. Very, very simple. Beautifully put by Steve. Matt Leave. You wrote WWE, you wrote WWF and beat Monday Night Football in the ratings. You are right, Matt, but I'll tell you who we didn't beat. You know who we didn't beat?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer did a big number as well.
Rudolph, bro. We didn't beat Rudolph. We didn't beat this.
And the only other thing that beat him was a Hallmark.
Hallmark, bro. We may have beat Monday Night Football. We didn't beat Hallmark. My friend Ty, as a fictional writer, not solely wrestling content, all your fictional content, what's your best and worst storyline? I think my best was Rock in the Corporation. I think the worst, and it really wasn't a storyline, it was really a match that went south for a lot of reasons, but I take full responsibility. The Dog Kennel from Hell. And if you ever want to hear me talk about that, guys, go get your free week at Russo's brand. It will cost you nothing, zero. Get a week, try us. You can hear me and my friends all week. Stevie Ray, bro. Stevie Richards, EC3, Disco Inferno. You hear them all, bro. Who did I forget? Al Snow, Bin Hachmin. Russo, number one. Every one of those apply to me, Russo. I wear my WWE Universe title around my waist when I take a pee, and I raise my arms with marks under my arm. I'm going to give you a round. You know what I'm going to do, bro? I'm going to give you a round of applause for being honest, because a lot of marks are in denial. So, Russo, I am going to give you a round of applause for taking your markness and wearing it as a medal, bro. I respect that. What I don't respect is people that fall under every category on this list and then are going to tell me they're not a mark. Alec, I tried to create Meltzer on a WWE game, but couldn't get the crevices on his face to look deep enough, and I couldn't find a shirt tight enough. I like that. Very, very creative. Oh, man, I am all blown up. There's a lot of super stickers. I want to get to all of them. I thank you guys very, very much. You know why, bro? Let me tell you why. Because you appreciate the freaking humor. Okay, bro? Because you don't take life so seriously. Because you can laugh, bro. You can have a good time, bro. And that's why I thank you guys. Life is too short, bro, to take every damn thing so seriously, especially freaking wrestling, bro. Dominic Oliphant. Vince, when I play music on the drive home, my 18-month-old son falls asleep. But when I play your podcast, he's awake the whole ride home. How about that? How about that, bro? The Russo influence on an 18-month kid. How about that? He's not a mark. Oh, hold on, guys. I want to get every one of these, guys. I really appreciate this. I'll answer anything, bro. Let's see. Final boss. Vince Russo. Vince Russo. Are you guys singing that at home? I'll give you a pass if you're singing my name. If you're singing anybody else's name, you're a mark. If you're singing my name, I'll give you a pass. Ty Salters. You know, Denise was watching LOR live Monday. Was she real? Was she a big fan of the show, bro? I don't blame her. I don't blame Denise for being a big fan of the show. Steve, the marks identify themselves in the comments. Absolutely, Steve. Steve, I'm not reading the comments unless it's a super sticker or a donation, honestly. So they're wasting their time if they're saying anything towards me. But yeah, bro, you can read these comments and know who the marks are. Absolute, man. Steve, I'm giving Steve another round of applause. Steve is all over it. Steve is all over it today. Read the comments, guys. You know who the marks are. Zyar. Your Paul Heyman marshmallow post was one of the best things I've seen in a while, bro. I don't understand how he's so well respected. Bro, listen, I saw Paul Heyman on Monday night, and I immediately thought of a toasted marshmallow. I'm just being honest, bro. That's what I thought of. A toasted marshmallow, bro. Bro, remember that dude in Ghostbusters? The Marshmallow Man? I don't know if he had a name or not. Remember that dude? Bro, if you would toast him from head to toe and he was brown, he would look like Paul Heyman's identical twin. That's my opinion, bro. Travis, I would never take my precious $1 million belt to the pooper. I'm leaving it with Virgil like muscle. Very nice. Guys, seriously. I am dead serious. When you bring your championship belt to the arena and you got to take a dump, you got one or two places. Either it's over your shoulder while you're shitting, or you're putting it on that dirty, filthy, pee-infested, goo-caked floor. Think about that, bro. Think about that. Steve, I'll take a name singing as thanks. Steve McCool. Okay, Steve. Steve McCool. Steve McCool. Steve McCool. Steve McCool. Guys, do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? Seriously? Think about doing that over 3 hours. Think about if I sat here and did that for 3 hours. Do you know how stupid you guys sound?
Yeet, 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 yeet. No yeet.
Okay. All right, guys. I am scanning for the super stickers. You guys have been so generous today. So nice. Guys, I am here to freaking entertain, bro. I am 64 years old. I am on the other end of life. God knows how much time I got left. I hate to break the news to you, bro. With the time I have left, I ain't taking professional wrestling like it's life and death, bro. You understand? You understand? It's entertainment. Bob M. The most outrageous thing ever aired in history of TV. Cody beats Brock in a street fight, clean at SummerSlam, but he can't overcome 160-pound Travis Scott. Horrible and lazy storytelling. Get Triple H. What do you mean get Triple H out of it? That's your Booker of the Year, Bob. Bob. Shame on you, Bob. That is your Booker of the Year. Lux X Tenebris. Scott Steiner castrating special episode. Man, that's a wrestler, bro. That's an entertainer. Scott Steiner was a sports entertainer through and through. Guys, I have gone double the time. But I'm glad it was an important show. You got to be able to identify whether or not you're a wrestling mark. And if you fell under any of these categories, you need to go get professional help. And you can thank me later. Cross Up Coalition. Once WCW went down, it was the final nail for WWE. No more competition, therefore no need to be great. I found you after the horrible WrestleMania finish. Well, Cross Up, there's more to it than that. There's these guaranteed contracts with Saudi Arabia, with USA Network, with Netflix. In other words, the WWE already cashed the check. They've already got the money, bro. They've already gotten their money. It doesn't matter what they put on television. It doesn't matter. All they've got to do is fulfill their contractual obligations. That's all they got to do. The show does not have to be good. And I forget who it was, but hit the nail on the head. Bro, as long as the marks accept mediocrity, they're going to continue to put out mediocrity. And you would think, bro, here's the issue I have. Whether the check's been cashed or not, you would think there would be a sense of pride. Whose name is at the end of every show, bro? Whose name? Triple H and some other jabroni. Bro, if my name is on the end of every show, you better be damn sure you are going to get the best possible show possible. Because I'll tell you, bro, with these shows that they put out, if I'm Triple H, you ain't putting my name at the end of that show, bro. You ain't putting my name at the end of that hot garbage. I ain't responsible for that hot garbage. So that's where you think pride would come in. You think Triple H's name comes up at the end of the show. You think he would want people to say, oh my God, bro, that was a Triple H production. What a great show. What a great production. You would think that's what the dude wants. I'm telling you, bro, you ain't putting my name on a show that's a steaming pile of crap. Alec, AEW needs a Tony Khan blimp floating in the rafters with his arms spread out. Oh, that is all. Can you imagine? I love that idea, Alec. Can you imagine a blimp circling the top of AEW arenas with Tony Khan in the blimp waving out to the crowd? Can you imagine that? That is freaking awesome. That is a great idea. Whew. All right, guys, I'm going to about wrap this up. We got 800 people in here. Thank you very, 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 very much. Guys, I'm going to tell you again, with me, because I do have pride, you get shows like this every single day. And I put my money where my mouth is by giving you a free week to sample us. All you got to do, bro, is go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. It will cost you absolutely nothing. And if you get hooked and you want to become a patron, bro, 75 cents a week. You understand? Bro, Meltzer charges $12.99 for a newsletter. He never spent one day in the freaking wrestling business. I worked for the three biggest companies in the wrestling business. I charge you 75 cents a week, bro. 75 cents a week. Hold on, though, bro.
That was absolute crap. I never wanted to be in this position. I never wanted to be here.
Tony's got something to say. Hold on.
We went back in a gentleman's agreement once. You made a promise to him. You said you were going to give him a match. That was BS. He had just gone through 2 matches. And you can't even promise people matches. I make the matches. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kenny, 9 days from tonight, you got time to get ready, man. 9 days from tonight, you have to wrestle in 9 days from tonight on Dynamite, live on Dynamite. Live on Dynamite. You have to wrestle him. If you win, if you beat him, you get a shot at the title.
I'm not doing it.
It's too late.
I'm not doing it.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
That is Tony Khan gold. Guys, let me just make sure there are no more super stickers. I got to go cut the lawn, man. I've been avoiding cutting the lawn. I'm every man, bro. I'm every man. I won't pay. Somebody came to my house the other day. They wanted $25 a week to cut the lawn, $25 a week. You know what I said? I said, I'm every man. I cut my own lawn. Guys, here's the moral to today's story. There are way too many things important in life for you to put your focus on something that doesn't matter. If it's not professional wrestling, then it's Taylor Swift. If it's not Taylor Swift, then it's the New England Patriots. When you are putting all your focus on something that doesn't matter, you are neglecting the things that do. That is the moral to today's Thursday Thrashing Friday. Guys, I want you right now to go get your free week. Patreon.com/Russo TWC. If you watch this on YouTube, please follow the YouTube channel. Please like the YouTube channel. Please leave comments on the YouTube channel. Guys, gals, I hope you have a tremendous, tremendous weekend. Thank you so much for the love and the super stickers and the comments. And whether you love me, whether you hate me, God bless you all. Take care, everybody.